All this extended configuration takes us to our next exam task, which is titled Configure Remote Dial-In Settings for Users, which, to be perfectly honest, is a really confusing task because these days, the number of people I know that connect to their work via a modem is somewhere approaching zero. So what I want to show you is how to actually configure a dial-in setting, but more importantly, how to configure a VPN setting that can be automatically propagated out to all your clients using group policy. I want to show you I'm back here on dc.company.pri, and I'm there specifically so that I can get access to the group policy management console. It's here in this console where I've created a new group policy object and associated it with my company computers OU titled Configure VPN Settings. And I've done that because I just want to deploy out these VPN settings to all the company computers that are out in the environment so that their laptops will already have the settings pre-configured for them when it comes time to leave the office and connect from somewhere else. Let me drag this over here really quick, and I want to go down to User Configuration and Preferences, where we'll take a look at some control panel settings, and very specifically this list of network options here. It's here where we can configure both a dial-up setting as well as a VPN setting, or a dial-up connection and VPN connection. And these are relatively trivial, especially the dial-up connection here. If I need to connect up a user via a dial-up connection, I can just set this for that particular user or all users, give the connection a name, our dial-up connection, and then a phone number. So for the phone number, 303-123-1234 being the phone number to call. We'll talk more when we get into group policy about how to effectively configure these dial-up properties and how to constrain them to specific machines like laptops, for example. But this is essentially the way that you would go about configuring a dial-up object that would exist there on that person's laptop so that they could click it and connect into your RAS server. I think more important to the dial-up connection, however, is back here under Network Options and the VPN connection, because it's here where for a specific user or for all users, we could go about configuring a connection here to a specific server, just like we did manually back on our machine My Desktop. So let's assume we want to do a connection to remote1.company.pri, just like I did before. And because of the need for certificates, I need to use a DNS name that is the same thing. So remote1.company.pri. I want to show an icon in the notification area down in the lower right whenever I'm connected. I don't need to dial another connection first in order to support this VPN connection. Here under options, I can choose a variety of options like displaying progress while connecting, prompting for username and password, including the Windows logon domain, any redial options here. Again, I'm just using a regular network connection, not any kind of modem here, so I don't have to worry about that. Here under security, I can choose what my security settings will be, whether I'm interested in just the typical settings or whether I want to add in these advanced settings like what we configured before. Probably whenever you're configuring these, you'll want to set the settings to correspond with whatever security level that you've configured over on your RAS server, as well as the other protocols that you want those incoming users to use. Same thing happens over here under networking. What kind of VPN are you interested in using? Do you want it to choose one or select either the low security PPTP or the higher security L2TP configuration? So this kind of gives you the ability here within group policy to define out over on your desktops what those icons will be so that users can just simply launch the charms menu, access their VPN connection, and then connect directly up into your RAS server without having to remember server names and populate all that information into a VPN object.